I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for Paper Saber University. This is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about the 39th annual Royal Rumble in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, 2026. Wade and Cole on commentary. And Heavy as the Crown is the theme for the show by Linkin Park. Oh, yeah. This stadium's crazy. It's the Riyadh Season Stadium. They built this thing in a month. You know, there's a parking lot. Now it's this massive stadium with weird lights and stuff like that to make it look like it's empty. But it, you know, I don't know. Like, if I go to a show and I pay X amount of money, I don't want this little light orb thing in front of my face. I want to see the actual show. I don't know what that was about, but like everyone's like, it's empty, and then like it's just, I think it's her eyes playing tricks on us or something. I don't know, bro. Like I kept looking. I was like, wait, no, there is people there. Is there people there? Is there not people there? Like, what the fuck? Like those weird little white thing. I get they were trying to make it look like crazy cool and stuff like that, but I'm just like, man, you don't need that in the crowd. The stage should be the one that lights up and you got the fireworks and so. What does this year's Royal Rumbles, what's in store for us? Because we're now on the road to WrestleMania in April. We got Elimination Chamber February 28th in Chicago. Then after WrestleMania is said and done in April, the 2 nights in Vegas, Backlash is May 9th in Tampa. So we got a whole nother round here, folks. One more pay-per-view before we go into WrestleMania season. So, but I gotta say, with everything that went down, there's 4 matches on this card. You got the Women's Royal Rumble. You got the AJ Styles versus Gunther. If AJ Styles loses, he has to retire. Then we had the WWE Undisputed Championship on the line between Drew and Sami Zayn. And we have the Men's Royal Rumble. So we kick off this show, Rumble, like a Rumble sandwich, with the Women's Royal Rumble. And I was very excited about this just because I do think that the Women's Royal Rumble has come a long way. And they keep getting better. And with the women and with them being like pretty much covered from wrist to neckline and stuff like that, I think the women did a fabulous job at, like, they look like superheroes with their outfits. We've come a long way because remember the first time we started wrestling here and they had the women on the show? Well, they didn't have the first one, they didn't. Second one, they had t-shirts on. But now they got this full gear. They're taking advantage. They're looking awesome. And to start the Royal Rumble is Charlotte Flair at number 1. So, and then Alexa comes out as number 2. I like this. There was a lot of dynamic. I really enjoyed this Rumble, guys. Then we go in Ryan, Kiana, then Nia, Ivy, then Lola. Man, Lola, I was like, woohoo! You know, and as it kept going and progressing, Candice LeRae, Jordan Grace, you know, Becky, Soroka. I gotta say, I enjoyed this Rumble a lot more than the Men's Royal Rumble. You know, and it has the names like Roxanne and Maxine. Roxanne and Maxine. Then Natty. Then here comes Liv Morgan. And at this point, I'm like, who's going to win this? Who are we looking to bank in on this, you know? Like, and for me, as we went on, we got Lash, Zelina, Raquel, and we got my girl Chelsea. I was like, you know what? That'd be freaking awesome if Chelsea Green won the Royal Rumble. You know? And then there was Julia, and I was like, oh, Julia's next. And Io comes out, and I'm like, Io could win the Rumble. Then here comes Asuka. I was like, could we give Asuka another chance? Because you remember when she won the Rumble, her and Shinsuke Nakamura, the audacity, they get all the way to WrestleMania, and they don't even win. And Shinsuke took on AJ Styles. And I remember that match. I was like, I'm so excited because we knew of their rivalry in New Japan. And they were like, oh, my God. And we didn't get that. Then we have Rhea. Here comes Bayley. I was like, oh, Bayley. JC Jane came out. I'm like, oh, man, that's my NXT champion right there. Then we get Nikki Bella. It's like, all right, we get Lyra. Then we get Kalani Jordan. Then here comes Kairi Sane. And the big surprise of the night, Brie Bella. Yeah, I was like, whoa. Okay, Twin Magic is back. And then here comes Tiffy. It's Tiffy time. The thing about Brie that got me excited, I was like, oh, does that mean a certain dragon is around the corner? Could we get the big one tonight? That's a big one. Chris Jericho's on the table too and stuff like that. So I was excited, but man, lots of great spots, a lot of great moments in this Royal Rumble, but overall the winner was and is going to WrestleMania. That's Liv. Liv Morgan is going to WrestleMania. Who will she pick? Who? Because Stephanie Van Cure versus Liv Morgan at WrestleMania? I don't know. Raquel is still beefing with Stephanie. Could Liv shift into Jade for the championship? But Jade has something going on with Jordan. There's all these dynamics. So what Liv, and for me, a lot of people are like, oh no, not Liv Morgan. I think Liv has gotten better, and she's progressed. And in this Rumble, like I said, it's just a lot of fun, really great spots, a nice surprise with Brie. So I definitely really, really enjoyed the Women's Royal Rumble, and Liv Morgan is going to WrestleMania. Then we go into the tearjerker of the night. AJ Styles versus Gunther. Were we just watching his farewell tour all along? Could have been. And we didn't know it, and we took it for advantage. But this match was awesome. This is my match of the night. Yeah, this is the match of the night, man. And that ending, with AJ being choked out, I felt it. I felt like as soon as he's reaching, then he's slowly fading, and Gunther has him. He's in that choke. He's like, check him, and he grabs him. And as soon as the ref grabs him, and his hand falls to the ground, all these emotions started surging through me, and I got all teary-eyed, and I was like, it's over. I was like, I just felt it, and I was like, oh my God, man debuted in the Royal Rumble, and he has ended everything here at this Royal Rumble. Is this really his last match? They're saying it because, man, I got so emotional at the end. Gunther getting booed and stuff like that. We know he's in the Royal Rumble later on, and we're taking in that emotion. I'm still tearing up. I was like, you all right? She goes, you can't cry this much for Cena. I was like, well, because that ending. The ending to this match was just so great. I know it's pretty much the same finish, but, Cena tapped out. AJ did not. He was choked to F out to the point where he couldn't, respond. And he lost, and he gets up. And my favorite part about this is he starts taking off his gloves, and that's when my tears are flowing even more. And he's about to lay them on the mat, and then he's like, no. And he puts them back on. He puts his hand up to do his hand gesture for AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, baby. Oh my gosh, and that, it's so much emotions, man. And I will say this about the Riyadh crowd, they're very hit or miss. There was moments where they're like, thank you, Cena, and other weird chants and this and that. But yeah, I had more of a problem with the crowd for the Men's Royal Rumble than I did for the Women's Royal Rumble. So, but yeah, AJ Styles versus Gunther, the career killer, Gunther himself, and thank you, AJ. Thank you, AJ, man. Whew. So sad now. Then we go into the Undisputed Championship match with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. This match was awesome. So much emotions running high, but Drew retained. And they were putting a lot of stock into this. And I even said, hey, that Sammy was going to win this here. Sammy's going to win this because with the Jacob and Cody around the corner and this and that, I thought Jacob was going to cause distractions. Cody, I don't know. I was thinking something to the point to where I was like, he has to win. He's never lost here. He's mentioned that a bunch of times. He goes, I have never lost in Saudi Arabia. So I'm going to win the championship here. And they've been there. And then when it doesn't, it breaks your heart even more. And it's just like, how many times can I go down this road with Sammy? How many times can they give me the rah-rah speech? And it's the same thing with Drew McIntyre. You know, it's just like, they keep doing this. They keep building, and Sammy's back in the title picture, and we're like, yes! You know, and he loses. And it's heartbreaking. And it's just like, you know, but it was a damn good match. I mean, they had our emotions with playing to Sammy's back and everything like that. I don't know. I really did enjoy this match. So, let's get to some critiquing, all right? All right? The Men's Royal Rumble. I enjoyed it. I had fun. But I will say this is not my favorite Royal Rumble. Because of elements and things that happened in this Rumble that had my head scratched. I scratched my head on. Early in the show from SmackDown, they kind of ruined it that Braun Breaker was going to be number one. And I was like, okay, you know, they messed that up. But they fixed it in the pre-show, whatever. And Paul goes up to Adam and he tells him, like, now he's at number 2. Why he changes? Because, hey, man, that's just the way the fate is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. Get out of my face. Paul is like, oh, you want me to F-O-F-A with you? No, well, you're going to F-O-F-A with me. And I was like, oh, is it F-A-F-O, right? F-O? I don't know. But Obafemi, my boy, dun, 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 dun. He's number 1. Braun Breaker's about to come out. And we got a masked man. They really like this gimmick thing of a masked man. Who's the masked man? And he did a, I think, did he do it? Yeah, he did do a curb stomp. You know, I'm like, who is he? And I saw him and he after he beats down Braun Breaker, he throws him into the ring. Oba grabs Braun and throws him back out. And it's just Obafemi in the ring by himself. Paul's like, what's going on? How is this legal? That's Seth freaking Rollins. So who screwed over Braun Breaker? Theories, Finn Balor, you know. And the little head shake thing, I was trying to figure it out, but that looked like Finn Balor. So he was denied the Royal Rumble because he was told that it was full. Yeah, the Rumble was full. Huh? So as Oba's waiting, and I will say this, I didn't say this with the women's. 90, did they say 90 seconds or 90, I mean, like a minute and a half. 90 minutes. No, not 90 minutes. Yeah, well, it was supposed to be like a minute and a half before people start coming out. But, man, I felt like they were just popping them superstars out like crazy. Was it me? You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I was like, here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. But, yeah. So, then here comes Solo. Solo, I'm like, all right, give me Solo. Then it's just like he gets eliminated. Then Ray comes out, gets eliminated. Rusev gets eliminated. Matt. Then all of a sudden I was like, whoa. Obafemi's just clearing house here. Matt Cardona eliminated by Obafemi. So he eliminated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where I was like, damn, okay, we're going to keep Oba going in this match. Like, he's going to be the dominant one. And I cannot wait until we get Oba and Brock Lesnar. I couldn't wait for that. I was like, oh, shit, that's going to be insane. Then Damien comes in, kind of slows the momentum. Here comes Javon Evans. Mr. Iguana, I don't know why, but sure. And then at number 10, Trick Williams. Oh, yeah, baby. We got Tricky Trick in the house. And there was a really cool moment where it was just Javon, Oba, and Trick just standing there. I'm like, wow, my boys, they made it. My boys, mwah. And then we get Cody at number 11. Whoa! You know, and this is where this crowd just doesn't know. I was waiting for certain pops. Like, we sung Cody's song, of course. You know, that's just the way it goes. And this is where I had a problem, especially with this crowd. Like, I feel like Mr. Chad Gable deserved a lot. I mean, El Grande Americano, the original Americano. But El Grande Americano comes out. Then OG El Grande Americano comes. I was like, oh my God, he's back. Looking jacked, looking fit. He's got a little beard now. I was so excited, but that crowd did not give two shits. I was like, what a waste. And then they both got eliminated. And then at entry number 14, Powerhouse Hobbs, he's here. And he's now going by Royce Keys. And I was like, holy shit. Oh, no. Why? Oh my gosh, they even showed Powerhouse Hobbs and broke right through it, and now he's Royce Keys. And there was a really one moment when it was Cody and Royce, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a special moment. But that crowd was just like, okay, we will thank you, Cena, just chants. I was like, Then here comes Austin Theory. Then here comes Bronson Reed. He's got his backup. Then we go to Ilya Dragunov, who really didn't shine in this match like I thought he should. Anthony and Bronson, and then then we go to La Parka, I was like, okay, that's okay. Then Dragon Lee comes out, then we get Logan Paul at number 20, and I'm like, then the Vision just starts dominating. And finally, a beacon of hope, which I thought this was going to be LA Knight's Royal Rumble. Like, we beat the shit out of him, written him off TV. Here comes LA Knight at 21. I was like, oh yeah, baby. LA Knight's in the house. He gets a huge pop. I think he's the only person that really, besides Cody, and and then next at number 22 is Brock Lesnar. Like, he gets a pop too. But LA Knight, man, I'm like, all right, this is it, right, guys? This is it, huh, Hunter? Hunter, why are you looking over there? Hunter, you son of a bitch. And then it was just like, here comes Miz. And it's just like, okay, then Brock just dominates. And he really didn't let him and Oba's moments were really like, I was like, you're not going to give this to him? But when, and then during all of this, like when Brock eliminated Oba, I was like, that should have been switched. He didn't let Oba get dominant on anything. Besides, I think a shoulder tackle or a clothesline. But Brock eliminates Oba, and I was like, all right, that's fucking stupid. And then after Rey Fenix comes out next at 24, here at 25, here comes Jey Uso. He cannot stop and yeet. He has to yeet. We're all yeeting. And during this yeet, no one's fucking looking at the ring. Nobody. They're all looking at Jey Uso, and Brock Lesnar gets eliminated by Cody at LA. A huge moment that was wasted because they're watching Jey. They don't even give two shits what's going on in the ring right now because they're waiting for the yeet. And I was like, Brock Lesnar was just eliminated. Like, even though, commentators called it, I was just like, okay. And Jey gets in the ring finally. Then he's like, run it back. He starts eating again. I'm like, what the oh my gosh. And then here finally comes Roman Reigns, OTC. He's back again. And he's coming to the ring and he tells Jey Uso's like, let's run it back. But Jey's like, okay. And when they run it back, music plays for a little bit. Roman socks Jey. Their whole weird dynamic in this match was just something interesting. Jay's turn on Cody was like, okay. But then here comes my boy, Jacob Fatu. I'm like, all right. Let's do this. And then we got Penta. Here comes Randy. Then I was like, number 30 has to be Gunther. It has to be, right? So, and then when we came down to the Final Four, I did not expect the Final Four to be these four superstars. But Drew, you son of a bitch. Oh, he's the one that helps eliminates Cody. Claymore kick him right out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Jacob Fatu got kicked out of the ring too. And I'm just like, okay. And the Final Four is Randy, Roman, Gunther, and Logan Paul. I was like, okay. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like Obafemi should be in this Final Four to show how much of a threat he is, but he was just eliminated by Brock. Cody's not in, but I like what they did with that, with the Drew, causing enough ruckus. Hell, even having OG El Grande Americano be part of the Final Four, because that's a big comeback, man. We've been waiting for him to come back, and it's just like, okay. And then it comes down to Gunther and Roman. And it just felt anticlimactic. Like Gunther's like beating the shit out of him, then throws him in the corner, then Roman kind of recovers real quick, and bam, 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 boosh. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Roman Reigns. And I was like, oh, Roman Punk? That'd be awesome. I don't want Roman and Drew at WrestleMania. Roman and Punk is like the one I do, but I'm mixed feelings on this one. Mixed feelings on Liv winning, but it is what it is. We can't turn back the time, I feel like a lot of things were wasted in this Rumble, unlike the Women's Rumble, where I feel like they utilized what they could, making awesome moments and this and that. Like, I didn't have any problems whatsoever in the Women's Royal Rumble. I like the Women's Royal Rumble more than I did like the men's. Yeah, Roman Reigns. So tell me what you think, man. Drop those comments below. I will say the match of the night, of course, is AJ versus Gunther. Moment of the night is AJ saying goodbye, or is he not? We'll see. I want to know what's going on with this mask man. Who? Is it Finn Balor? Because he couldn't get in the Rumble. I feel like Javon really didn't get to show off the bouncy. He just kept getting hold out in the ring. And there was no Kofi Kingston, and I was like, there's no R-Truth. Okay. We really couldn't have fit Finn Balor in this, like, at all. Is that what we're saying? And yeah, or Dominic Mysterio coming back. Out of everybody, I was like, okay, where's the big one? Is the Chris Jericho thing just bullshit altogether? Because that would have been insane if Jericho came back, won the Rumble, then he wants Punk, and they finally get the main event of WrestleMania. I don't know. Yeah. Or Dominic Mysterio coming back, and all this. Then taking Braun Breaker out of it. I don't understand that. Why? Like, I wanted to see Braun Breaker in this match because I like Braun Breaker. So, I feel like there's a lot of fumbles here with this Rumble here. So, there's a lot of elements I like, and there's a lot of stuff that I don't like. So, but that's it. That's all, man. That is the Royal Rumble. Liv and Roman, congratulations. Thank you, AJ. I'm sorry, Sammy. Now we're going to see who's going to fill those pods. Who's the 6 superstars to fill the women's and men's elimination chamber February 28th in Chicago? Who's Roman going to pick? Who's Liv going to pick? So we shall see. There's a lot that's going to happen on Monday Night Raw. They're going to start it off either with AJ Styles or they're going to start it off with Roman making his decision. So we shall see. Even Liv could come out first starting the show. So, but that's it. That's all. That's the Royal Rumble, folks. I give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. A lot of it going to AJ, a lot of it going to the women's, especially Drew and Sammy busted their asses in that match. And the men's Royal Rumble is just such a half-half for me. Like, there's a lot of stuff I like, a lot of stuff I don't like. So, all right, y'all, drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
Gunther is runner-up again. The OTC wins his second